Okay, let's get into this. We thought we were looking at a pretty standard setup for a low-level adventure, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The sources paint this picture of the party, fresh from the tavern, full of stories, house brew, cozy.
Right, the Jolly Fox Inn. Classic starting point.
But then you look at the notes from session 2, and it's brutal, a massacre.
It really escalated quickly. So our mission today is this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly happened? How did this simple guard job turn into such well, a catastrophe?
Yeah.
We need to summarize how half the party got wiped out by, giant bugs.
Because I like bugs.
Yeah, and it's like a perfect example of just how deadly things can get, even on what seems like a straightforward contract job at low levels.
Okay, so set the scene. End of session 1, they're at the Jolly Fox Inn, Black Apple Village.
Exactly. The party Stirk, Frizz, Watchfell, Creme Brulee, and Slugsmeg. They'd just met Alistair the treasure hunter, heard Sir Ruprecht the Weary's rather lengthy story about his eye.
The owl bear story, yeah. Lots of detail there.
It felt like, they were building connections, getting comfortable.
Safe, maybe, but definitely weird. We have to talk about the details before the action kicked off because the contrast is just...
Wow.
You mean Sir Ruprecht?
Yeah. He wasn't just complaining about owlbears. He was genuinely, incensed about town kids putting beer in the cow's milk.
Huh. Yes, the great milk adulteration scandal. That was his big concern.
Beer-soaked cows. That's the baseline level of threat they're dealing with.
Seems like it. And then you've got Slugsmeg, Slurrypox, the goblin wizard, finds a place to sleep in the stables.
Oh, yeah. The manure pile.
And the notes specifically say he was elated, just thrilled by this pile of manure.
Well,
that his father was a
connoisseur of the fecal arts. I mean, hold on.
Glad.
Is that like a canonical goblin thing in these notes or just pure Slugsmeg weirdness?
Pure Slugsmeg, I think. Just fantastic character flavor. But it does its job, right?
How so? It makes you, the reader, and probably the party too, think, okay, this is quirky, maybe a bit gross, but it's harmless fun. They're dealing with eccentricities, not death traps.
Right. Manure appreciation doesn't usually scream imminent doom.
Exactly. But that whole vibe, that sort of goofy safety, it washed away, literally, with the morning rain.
Which, thankfully, cleaned Slugsmeg up a bit.
It did. But poor Watchfell Store, the elf thief, his bunny slippers got soaked. A minor tragedy, but maybe an omen.
The last moment of cozy domesticity for him, really.
Pretty much. So the mood's still fairly light, damp slippers, clean goblin, but then reality bites.
Yeah.
They need gold.
Right, the adventuring life. But before they picked a job, there was that other offer, wasn't there?
Ah, yes. The newcomer, Ned, shows up, invites the whole party to dinner on behalf of the Figwits, the big local family.
And they accept it.
They did, which is interesting foreshadowing given what happens next. But dinner's later. Gold is needed now. So they went for the quick cash. The Merchant's Guild job.
Yeah.
Guard the lumberjacks.
Yep.
1 gold per tree, aiming for 10 trees a day. So 10 gold a day. Decent pay for low-level work.
Seems simple enough. Guard duty.
But the trees weren't just any trees. They were glowwood, east of town.
Glowwood. Sounds important.
Very. The timber gives off a faint glow in the dark. Hugely valuable to merchants, obviously. Almost magical.
Okay, so valuable resource, which means conflict.
Exactly. The locals were not happy about it. The notes mentioned they didn't want the glowwood cut because of something from the past.
Ooh, okay, so not just environmentalism, more like ancient curse territory or sacred grove vibes.
Could be anything, but it definitely raises the stakes beyond just money. It implies danger, history, maybe something spiritual.
So the party knew this. They knew the locals objected.
Oh, yeah. There was debate. Stirk, the dwarf priest, and Frizz, the goblin thief, they both voiced concerns. They weren't comfortable cutting down potentially significant trees.
But the gold won out.
The gold won out. The summary quote was basically, hugging trees doesn't get us gold. Pragmatic, maybe cynical.
And Wattrell's take, wasn't he the one who said something philosophical?
He did. He basically argued that, look, civilization causes this. If we don't take the job, someone else will. The trees are coming down anyway.
Is that just realism, or is he justifying it?
Probably a bit of both, but it leans cynical because, well, they did take the money. And they took it knowing the locals weren't just upset, they were scared.
Scared of what, did they say?
They warned about big bugs. Vague, but ominous. So the party knew they were potentially walking into trouble, maybe something guarding the glowwood.
Okay, so warnings ignored, moral qualms suppressed. They head off to Tenpenny Wood.
Right. And when they get there, the lumberjacks, 3 of them, are super relieved to see them. Which should have been another huge red flag, right?
Yeah, relief usually means the danger is real and present, and the lumberjacks confirm it. big bugs. And they give that one crucial detail, a foot-long proboscis. A foot long. Okay, that's
Yeah.
specific. And terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying. Because what does a giant proboscis imply?
Blood draining. Fast. Like bypassing armor. Just straight drain.
Precisely. It signals a specific, very lethal attack type, not just biting or clawing. Instant, massive damage via drain, designed for quick kills.
So the party gears up. Sturk casts protection on himself.
And trying to mitigate, yeah. And Creme Brulee, the dwarf fighter, she wanted to stay back on the porch, just trying to limit exposure.
A sensible instinct. Which led to Sturk's great line, no hanky-panky until we're off the clock. Like they thought they had a schedule, a clock. Oh, the irony.
Completely oblivious to what was about to hit them. They thought it was just another workday.
And then it wasn't. The fight starts immediately.
Instantly, lumberjacks start swinging axes and boom, a swarm descends. 10 of these massive mosquito creatures. No warning roll, no time to react. Just ambush.
10 of them against a low-level party and 3 lumberjacks.
It's overwhelming. And the lethality is just brutal. That proboscis mechanic, it works exactly as feared.
First casualty.
Lumberjack number 1 collapses. Notes say all his blood sucked. Just like that.
Yeah.
Gone. Second lumberjack gets hit, badly wounded. Then the bugs turn on the party.
Oh, no.
Fritz the goblin thief, attacked, unconscious. Watchful the elf thief, attacked, unconscious.
2 party members down in seconds, plus the lumberjack.
The whole group is described as horribly wounded, except Sturk. His shield saved him from the initial hit. He's the only one really functional.
So Sturk's holding the line?
Trying to.
Oh!
Creme Brulee manages to kill 1 bug with her dagger, which is huge, actually. But it's not enough. Another lumberjack goes down, unconscious.
Can Sturk do anything?
Heal. He does. He uses his healing on Watchroll, gets the elf back up. A small victory.
Okay, maybe a turning point.
Nope. Because Slugsmeg, the wizard, he briefly regains consciousness.
Yes.
Only to be immediately targeted again.
Yeah.
Attacked, unconscious. Again. The bugs are relentless.
They're focusing fire, taking out anyone who gets up.
Exactly. And then the last defense falls. Sturk, the dwarf priest, shield and all, gets hit. Falls unconscious.
Sturk goes down. Then, that's basically it, isn't it?
That's the end of organized resistance. Just chaos and dying. And this is where the final toll comes in. It's grim.
Lay it on us.
Fritz dies. Sturk dies. Creme Brulee actually tries to save Slugsmeg, get to him. But it's too late. And Slugsmeg dies too.
3 party members dead. Fritz, Sturk, Slugsmeg, gone. In one fight. Over 10 gold.
The cost is just staggering. A complete disaster.
Who's left standing?
Just 2. Creme Brulee, the fighter who managed to kill 1, and Watchroll, the elf thief Sturk, managed to heal.
How did they survive the rest?
Watchroll. He pulls out his longbow, starts picking off the remaining mosquitoes while backing away. Calculated retreat. Tactical survival.
Watchroll, the guy with the wet bunny slippers and the cynical philosophy.
The very same. And his reaction after the fight. It's something else.
What does he do?
He walks over to the last lumberjack, the one who somehow survived, probably terrified out of his mind.
Yeah. Give him a hug. Say, we made it.
Nope. He looks at the guy and just says, more trees faster.
What? No.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Seriously. More trees faster.
Why? Is that shock? Is he trying to, like, focus on the job to cope? I think it's about control. Everything just exploded into chaos, death, failure. He lost friends. The mission went sideways. So he snaps back to the only thing left that makes any sense. The objective. Get the trees, get the gold. It's almost like if they finished the job, maybe the deaths weren't totally pointless. It's a grim coping mechanism. Ruthless efficiency born from trauma.
Wow. Okay. So, what happens then? Do they actually cut more trees?
No, I mean, the immediate aftermath is practical. They loot the bodies, their friends' bodies.
Necessary, I guess. Adventuring economy.
And then they bury them. Quick burials in the woods.
Okay. Standard procedure after a TPK. Almost TPK.
But then we get the Watchroll detail, the truly unique expression of grief, connected back to Slugsmeg.
Oh boy, not the fecal arts thing again. The fecal arts thing again. The notes are very specific. Forever afterwards, when Watchroll goes to poop, he tries to make the biggest poop possible in memory of his friend Slugsmeg. Tries to make giant poops as a memorial. Because, quote, it's what he would wanted.
Okay. I have no words. Is that supposed to be touching, or is Watchroll just completely broken?
Maybe both. It's utterly bizarre, deeply unsettling, but in a twisted way, maybe it is how you'd honor a self-proclaimed connoisseur of the fecal arts. It's trauma manifesting in the weirdest way imaginable. It shows how far gone these survivors are.
Deranged grief rituals.
Right.
So Watrel and Creme Brulee, the two survivors, they head back.
They head back to Black Apple Village, carrying the bodies of their 3 dead companions.
How do the merchants react? The ones who hired them?
Oh, perfectly. They immediately start arguing with each other about whose fault it is. No sympathy, just blame.
Of course they do. Classy.
Just underscores the whole brutal transaction. And the last surviving lumberjack, he quits on the spot. Can't blame him.
So, total mission failure. 3 dead party members, 1 traumatized lumberjack quitting, arguing merchants. Yep. Session 2, in a nutshell, a stark lesson. Low-level jobs can be death traps, and things can flip from tavern jokes to total catastrophe in, like, minutes. And the survivors are changed. Creme Brulee proves she's tough, a fighter. Watrel, well, Drill became something else. Cynical, efficient, and with a very peculiar way of remembering his friends.
Which brings us back to that dinner invitation. Remember, the Figworths.
Oh, right. They accepted that before the mosquito nightmare. Exactly. So here's the thought for you, the listener. Watrel and Creme Brulee are now back in Black Apple Village. They're not the hopeful newcomers anymore. They're carrying body bags. They've looted their friends. They're probably scarred, maybe a little richer, definitely harder. So what happens at that dinner? How do they approach the powerful Figworth family now as victims seeking help? Or as dangerous survivors ready to make demands? That pleasant dinner suddenly feels incredibly tense.